I know I'm better than what I'm presenting.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, the much awaited scorecard for the men's open bodybuilding for the Arnold Classic 2025, that is here. And people were kind of confused on who won the prejudging and who came out on top at the finals. Well, it turns out Derek Lansford won both the rounds. He was the clear-cut winner after the prejudging. And surprisingly, he was 1 point ahead of Samson Dauda, even at the finals, when Samson Dauda came back way harder, way drier, and way better than the prejudging. And most of the people out there, they had Derek Lansford winning the show after the prejudging, and the momentum was with Derek right from the beginning. Now, if you look at the RX Muscle wrap-up of this year's Arnold, from Jake Adler to Phil Heath and to the head judge Steve Weinberger, all of them said that Derek deserved this title based on his superb conditioning and the fact that he was able to bring up his quads. He had a much better balance this time around compared to the Olympia last year, where he kind of lost his X-frame and the V-taper because his quads were downsized. And can we just take a moment to appreciate Chris Aceto? What a mastermind this man is, because Derek winning here at the Arnold after getting third at the Olympia last year in his first ever title defense, that is kind of the same as Jake Adler winning back the Olympia title back in 2009 after losing it to Dexter Jackson in 2008, when the entire bodybuilding media, every bodybuilding expert out there predicted that he isn't gonna win. Now you have got to feel really bad for a guy like Chris Cormier here. This whole time, he was the only one who kept on saying that Derek is gonna pull an upset here tonight. But towards the end of this year's Arnold, he also put Samson ahead of Derek. And I think Chris Cormier should have stuck to his guns, even though they had some disagreement in terms of the training style. Now, after looking at Derek's physique from this year's Arnold, you have got to believe that he in fact was overtrained and overdieted for the Olympia last year. Now, I'm sure you guys remember the video that Derek put out after the prejudging at the Olympia last year, that this isn't the look that he worked for so damn hard during that entire offseason. And he knew coming into the finals, he was off. And because of that, he paid the price.
But I'm just not happy with I'm not satisfied with how I look right now. Like I'm gonna come back to finals tonight better. I'm sure of that. But I'm still not satisfied with how I look because I know I'm better than what I'm presenting.
But this time, with Chris Aceto and also their Brazilian coach, Fabrico, they absolutely killed this prep and delivered his all-time best performance on the stage. And the man knocked out the winning Miss Olympia here. Now, personally, I think the biggest factor that hurt Samson Dauda the most, that was his midsection, especially at the prejudging. He came back very strong at the finals. But it is kind of a worrying point for a guy like Samson, that even his improved look that lost to Derek by 1 point. So do let me know what you guys think about the result of the top two at this year's Arnold. And another question, can Derek repeat that same performance at the Olympia later this year? Because Hadi also won the Arnold last year, but he wasn't able to present that same package at the Olympia later that year. And are we about to see the villain arc of Samson Dauda? Now for the people out there who said it looked kind of close between Andrew Jack and Brandon Curry for that third spot, well, I'm gonna say the judges had that two-man call-out between Andrew and Brandon just for the engagement from the audience to hype up the crowd even more. But Andrew was a clear third-place finisher, both at the prejudging as well as at the finals. And as per the scorecards, no other placings from third all the way till last were close. So Hostile just dropped some Sherpa-lined zip-up hoodies and forged hooded jackets. So do check them out and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Now let's take a look at the scorecards of Classic Physique. Well, was it close between Mike Sommerfeld and Logan Franklin, with Logan being in the best shape of his life and him being more classic? Well, it really wasn't. And Mike Sommerfeld just slammed the door shut on all of his competition, made a very loud and a very clear statement that he's coming for that Miss Olympia title, which is happening in November later this year. So the great thing about Mike Sommerfeld is that he was actually able to improve from the Olympia to the Arnold, which is kind of insane if you think about it, because we saw some mind-blowing improvements from Mike even last year That crazy transformation that he did from 2023 to 2024. Now Chris Bumstead, as the 6 times Classic Physique Olympia champion, one of the all-time best to ever grace that Classic Physique stage. His opinion, that is gonna be relevant forever. And he did react to the results of this year's Arnold, congratulating Mike Sommerfeld. But at the same time, he indirectly said that what a big percentage of Classic Physique fans were also saying after the prejudging. And that is out of both these guys, which one was quote-unquote more classic? Well, the answer to that question, that is Logan, of course. He has more of that classic look to his physique. And that is exactly what Chris Bumstead also said, but in an indirect manner. But at the end of the day, it seems like that the thickness and the density and the overall width of Mike Sommerfeld, that was just way too much to take on for the competition here, including Logan. So that's it from the scorecards and this year's Arnold. Let me know what you guys think about that two-man battle. Do you guys agree that Derek won both the rounds as projected on the scorecards? Guys, GorillaWear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. So most of us were so caught up with what was going on at that Arnold Classic stage. But there is a guy who goes by the name of Hadi Choopan, who was the reigning Arnold champion, but he decided not to do this show this year, as he wanted to be fresh for the Olympia later this year. Well, this was the reaction of Hadi Choopan, posted on his IG story after the prejudging, and from what I can understand, is that it seemed like Hadi wasn't that much impressed with the competition at this show, especially in terms of conditioning. He certainly wasn't impressed with the prejudging look of Samson Dauda, as he had his reservations about Samson's Olympia look, as Hadi believed that the most conditioned and the most shredded guy, he wasn't awarded that night. Now let me tell you guys something. Hadi Choopan is still gonna be the most dangerous guy on this year's Olympia stage, and him being totally fresh and fully focused on just one show, that is gonna make him very, very dangerous. And the man we all know is super hungry to get that Mr. Olympia title back. And in a way, Derek winning the Arnold, that kind of goes in his favor, because the judges also made this pretty clear at this year's Arnold, that conditioning and attention to small detail that will be rewarded. So Hadi Choopan must be impressed with Derek Lansford's package tonight. How can anyone not be impressed? But the question is, how would that 2024 Ohio version of Hadi Choopan would have compared in this competition? He would have been fighting for the top spot with Derek. That is how high everyone rates that Arnold Ohio version of Hadi Choopan. So I for one cannot wait for this year's Miss Olympia, because this is gonna be so damn unpredictable. Where literally 4 guys, they have a chance to win the show. And you know what else? It shows how dominating Phil Heath was in his prime, winning 7 Olympia titles in a row. And that is why he is one of the greatest of all time. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.